Hey everybody, welcome back to Constructive Conversations. My name is Zach Daniel with Victorian Finance.
And I'm Luke Barksdale with Viz 3D Space.
So today we're going to talk about one of the most important early decisions to make. Do you bring in a designer first or do you hire your builder first? So, what do you think on that?
Yeah, man. So it's a good question. My personal opinion is that you bring in a designer first. A lot of times your designer is going to have good relationships with your builder. Now, I do have it the other way where somebody goes and finds a builder and then that builder actually ends up referring them over to us. Mm-hmm. So you see it both ways. The important part is they're both brought in together.
So I would think, just from my own perspective and what I would think, but I don't know this from experience or anything, but if somebody was to go find a builder first and they are to refer you, I would imagine that builder is not quoting anything out until they've talked to you. So,
No.
It would be no different than if someone goes and finds a realtor that they want to work with and the realtor is referring them over to me. The realtor isn't doing any work to take them out, visit homes, before they get pre-approved. Essentially, what that builder is looking for is a budget to set and plans to work with, so they know what to actually quote the buyers.
That's right. Sometimes builders may get a little bit more involved. If you've got like some lot, they may go out and see just how extensive maybe lot prep would be for a house, or if they could go ahead and recommend you, do a slab or do a crawl space, and then talk just rough numbers with you. But as far as like accurate planning, until you have a plan, you can't plan.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
So some of the things that I really want to talk about today were just the different approaches in building a home. The traditional focus of design, bid, build, or versus the more planned unit development under a builder, which is, design, build within the same integrated system.
Yeah, so when you're talking custom homes, you're really looking at the design, bid, build approach. Okay, so you're gonna get your team, as we keep talking about, set up, and so your designer and your builder, they need to be on the same page with each other, kind of from the get go, and be willing to collaborate a little bit. You want those to work together, and then that'll work in getting you a design done. Once that design is done, if they've been talking, it's been done with respect to your budget. Mm-hmm. And then the builder can do a full-blown takeoff at that point. And once they've done the takeoff, if that's approved, it goes to the lender to get approved and then gets built. If it's not approved, it goes back to the design. And then you're looking at maybe shuffling some square footage, maybe losing some. In some cases, we've seen it expand. We've had people come back and go, hey, it came in under what we thought it was going to be. I'd like to add a game room, or maybe open up that attic space to be a bonus or something.
Well, that's nice.
Oh yeah,
coming in under budget's always
those
nice.
Are my favorite clients.
Yeah, and so what would be the other approach with the planned unit development? How does that work?
Yeah, so a lot of these planned unit development guys, they control a lot of their cost, and so they have a lot of known cost. Mm-hmm. So what they'll do is they'll get a set of plans designed, some of them in-house and some of them out. And then once they get them designed, they do their own bid, and that's ready before they launch marketing for their development. And so when you're going in there, you're going, I want that plan on that lot. They have a known cost. They'll give you an array of selections within each house.
Yeah.
But you pretty much know what that's going to be, and you can kind of lock that up. Now, they'll do change orders if you decide to change anything down the way.
It's usually not
nothing crazy.
Cosmetic stuff, right?
Yeah, cosmetic. A lot of them are not going to let you move stuff structurally. So that's just design, build, because they've already done the bid. Mm-hmm. And so you're coming in and going, okay, design maybe is not layout, but maybe like cabinets and finishes and things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, what would you think would be the pros and cons of each of those?
Yeah, so we'll talk about the planned unit developments first. So pros are going to be there's probably going to be some speed involved. These guys are building these houses on repeat, so they can get them up pretty quick. there's not a lot for you to choose from. So if you're somebody that gets overwhelmed by a lot of decisions and that stresses you out, planned unit development is a pro. And then it's, again, just cost control. Typically per square foot, it's a little bit cheaper on a planned unit development because they got their own crews. They're building houses on repeat, and a lot of times they got bulk deals on some of their materials.
Their materials is going to be cheaper.
That's right.
Yeah. I guess the more traditional custom home.
Yeah, so custom home, the most variable cost, obviously, and that's really just depending on what you want. And and that's pulling those ideas out of your head. So, as a designer, our process, it looks like they sit down with us. We kind of say, hey, give us the Pinterest board, give us the hopes and dreams binder, man. And I've had people come in with a notebook like that, and I've had people come in and send us a Google link,
That would, the notebook would definitely be,
oh man,
what, my wife would do.
I had a lady with like 20 years of clippings that she brought in to do a full custom design. So
yeah.
The cost varies quite a bit, but the pros of doing a custom home is that you're going to be able to get what you want in a house. So you're going to be able to design it to how you live, right? Do you cook a lot? Your kitchen needs to function well. Is the bathroom, like, do you have like that spa type thing? Do you like soaking in a tub? The bedroom, like, do you want a bigger bedroom with some sitting space? Maybe you got kids and you want like a reading nook in there so you kind of get away for a minute. It's really formed for you at that point. So a lot of the pros of custom home building is you can make the house that fits you, okay? And then I guess the cons would be a little bit harder to control the cost unless your builder is very good at planning. So that's one of the things to take into account when you're finding a builder.
Yeah, I would say that, because I run into the question all the time. People call me about financing, they want to build a house.
Right.
One of the 3 questions I get asked is, well, do I need a GC or can I build the house myself?
Right.
I think you just nailed it right on the head there. Like a GC, they have a fee that they're going to associate in order to kind of run the project, but that takes the stress off you because they're handling all the contractors, the subs, but they're also going to be able to control those costs for you a little bit better.
That's right. It's as far as the GC, do you GC it yourself? Do you hire somebody? Kind of debate. My recommendation is to hire a GC, mainly for the stress point that you're talking about. It's a full-time job for a GC for a reason. It's very much a full-time job. And so building your own home, it's not that it's not doable. Plenty of people do it. Plenty of people do it well. But it's a personality type. It's a person that knows how to look for quality.
Yeah.
So that's just something to consider. You can save some costs there, but it's still variable cost, right? You're hiring subs that are not working for you personally. So it's a bid that they've given you. There are change orders that might come up. So planning is of the utmost importance on a custom home build.
I've heard real life scenarios where people opted out of using a GC and they've had subcontractors, not put them top priority.
That's right.
If you hire a GC, they have subcontractors that are used to working with them.
It's all relationships,
they probably do multiple jobs with them.
It's all relationships. If you're a GC and that's your job, you spent time vetting your subs. You've worked with them on multiple jobs. Like, what their quality is. If you're hiring them for the first time, it's a roll of the dice. You're trusting somebody else's word, maybe a job or 2 that you saw, but it's really just rolling the dice on hoping they're going to be the quality that you want. If you've built those relationships, you kind of know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess what would be the con to planned unit development?
So I guess the con to a planned unit development is you have limited options. You don't get to just put that on your own land.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't just go buy 30 acres to build it on. You're going to build it where they're at. So you got to be okay with subdivisions, which may be a pro, may be a con for you. For me, I like living in the country, so it would be a con for me, but I know I got some family that loves living in neighborhoods, and so it's a pro for them.
Yeah.
I would say that you don't have as many choices as far as like how the plans and stuff. The plans are not formed fit for you as a customer. It's like I don't know, buying like a suit versus a tailored suit, right?
Yeah.
One of them's tailored exactly to you, where you look great in it all the time, and the other one is a generic suit made for anybody that puts it on with that general size. That's plan unit development. It's not that it's bad; it's just not form fit.
Correct. Yeah. No, that makes sense. So I mean, I guess another thing would be just the importance of building that team and keeping open communication, like we've talked about on multiple episodes now, and just really always maintaining that line of communication with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So some of the most important things in your build are going to be you being open and honest with your builder and your designer. Your builder and your designer maintaining a completely open line of communication and being willing to work with one another. We've got builders that we partner with, roughly about 24, 25 of them in the Huntsville, Madison, Gunnersville, Arab areas. Mm-hmm. And the big thing is the ones that are most successful, that are like the top builders, they're the ones that I can call up and say, hey, so-and-so's building this house. They're wanting to do a staircase this way. Let me send you some screenshots. What do you think? Right?
Yeah.
And they'll go, hey, listen, that's great, but that requires this system, right? Or elevators have become a real big thing. Hey, I want to put an elevator in. How are we going to do that? What elevator are we going to use? Being able to talk through that, because it may require a mechanic room, it may not, having those open lines of communication to be able to pivot quickly with your builder and designer team, that's pretty key.
Yeah. No, I think that's great information. I mean, just always having just that strong team up front, and knowing who to contact first in the process. I mean, I would think just based off this conversation, really, regardless if you call it builder first or designer first, like, you need to introduce them immediately.
Yeah, it's almost a trick question. It's like who to hire first? Both. Yeah, get them both. Like, you can be introduced to one through the other, but really making sure they're working from the get-go as a team with your budget in mind.
Yeah,
is gold.
So, for anyone who hasn't built a home, or even if they have, they're looking to build another one, like, a question that I have run into, and honestly, I had this same question when I built my home. Like, when is it okay to call the builder?
Yeah, so my recommendation, I guess, it's always okay to call the builder. So
yeah,
first of all, broad statement, it's always okay to call the builder. You're the client, your money's on the line, it is going to be your home, it's always okay. But best ways to facilitate that, talk with your builder up front. Like, hey, I want to know at these intervals, I'd like to do budget reviews, I'd like to talk about this, because your builder wants to know stuff up front. They don't want you to come to them after cabinets have been put in and go, well, can I have a lazy Susan in that corner? The time is way past for that at that point. So they want to know information early. So any changes, anything you want, don't think that they know what you're thinking, right? So really just be open and upfront with them. But kind of maybe develop a plan for some check-ins along the way. Maybe they meet you on site. My brother-in-law, he's got a construction company. And the way we kind of do it is, hey, we're going to do maybe some budget checks along the way, and we'll talk about the interval with the client because their schedules may allow for something different. And then maybe some on-site checks at certain points where we meet you out there and we walk through it. Hey, is there anything you're dissatisfied with? Are you happy with how everything's going?
So would you think, me doing construction financing, how a construction loan typically works is draws are taken off a line of credit to help fund the project. Would you think setting up those meetings with the builder for check-ins kind of at the time of a draw is a smart idea, or should that be a conversation had before then?
Yeah, I guess really either way, it definitely couldn't hurt. The conversations about money are always best had in person.
Absolutely.
Yeah, face to face. So that's probably not a bad recommendation, is to have, your draw meetings. I guess it would vary though, just on how much you want to talk to them. Because I know some draws, like some people make you do like maybe 6 draws, and then some people let you have unlimited draws, and so you may meet a little sooner, more, or you may meet less. But yeah, talking to them at those points.
Yeah.
I like talking about money face to face. That way, if they do have a question, we can address it right then.
No, yeah, that's always key. I mean, when you're talking about other people's money,
Yeah.
especially on a construction loan, I mean, ultimately the buyers are paying for that. It's their money. So
Absolutely.
if there's any issues that come up, it's best to take care of them at that point in time. So, do you have any examples or anything that you may want to talk about as far as somebody who may come to you with a design solution? They may have a budget in mind, or they may come to you with a recommendation to a builder and then it just not pan out, or
Yeah. So I guess some just examples we've had in the past. When the builder and the designer weren't working together. So we worked with some people before that the builder's like, hey, give me the plans. When I've got the plans, then I'll step in and I'll worry about it. And again, that's some old school stuff. That's the way people have done it in a long time.
right.
It's not that it's wrong. It's just it's not the most efficient. And an example of that is I had a gentleman come to us. He told us what his budget was. We designed a set of plans he was very happy with. He went off and got it bid. He came back dissatisfied with the bid. He did a new set of plans. And he went off and got it bid. And as far as we know, the budget was fine. The builder didn't have a problem with it. Came back. There was some things with the setbacks and the budget the second time. And so they came back again and said, hey, we've actually done some fact finding. This is what we need to do. Got a third set of plans. This gentleman ended up spending like $30,000 in house plans.
Wow.
Simply because the builder just didn't want to spend the time to come sit down in the office to talk about it and work through some solutions together.
So was it the builder that wasn't willing to, or did he not introduce you to the builder?
Well, I'd say that's builder not willing to is probably too strong. It's not that they weren't willing to. It's that there was never a good open line of communication of, hey, we need information. Do you have it? Well, I'm going to wait on you to get me the plans. If we're working together, we can address these things quickly and along the process, rather than waiting till one piece is done and then the next piece needs to get done. It's like working serial versus working parallel. If you want to work parallel, that's going to be like the best, most integrated system. Working in serial, I may get step 1 done, but step 2 I may have to redo step 1 to get to step 3. And so it becomes a lot.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
point.
that's just costing money. I mean, $30,000 for plans.
It was a lot, man. It was a lot. But it was like one of those things that the client was happy, right? And we went all the way through, done, construction plans. As far as we knew, that house was getting built. A few months later, hey, gotten some quotes, got my quote from my builder, gonna redo it twice.
Yeah,
It was a large home too, don't mind you. It was like 10,000 square feet. But
yeah. No, I could imagine, but still, I mean, that just goes to show you, like, having that open line of communication up front could have saved this guy, $20,000.
Yeah, man, and there's some, I guess some misconceptions out there too. Builders are pretty well defined. You go find a custom home builder, you know what they're capable of. They're going to build a custom home. When you're talking about designer, it's a pretty broad term. So, like, we specifically are not architects. We are designers. So, just side note, for residential, you do not have to have an architect stamp your drawings. You can use a draftsman. You can use a designer to get your plans done.
Yeah.
For commercial, always have to have an architect involved. Just some kind of black and white rules there. So, when you're doing home design, architects still do residential.
Yeah.
Then you got guys like us who are kind of in between an architect and just a standard draftsman. And then you got draftsmen. So draftsmen are going to do like 2D, maybe some basic elevations, real just rough and ready, get it out there, and they'll build it. And you can build houses off of those all day long. Then you got guys like us that are a little bit more of a refined set of drawings. It's got 3D model with it. You're going to walk through it, approve stuff on the fly. And then you got architects that are kind of above that they're going to go in more detail, but they also take on more liability. So when an architect stamps your drawings, they're taking on the liability for the MEP package, which is like your mechanicals and stuff. And then when they stamp it, they're typically walking that all the way through with the builder through the process. A lot more cost involved in that, but bigger projects may warrant it.
Right. No, that makes sense. So, with you guys,
Yeah.
I've seen your work, the 3D models, it's great. I mean, just the design process that you have in the home, I really love what you guys do.
Appreciate that.
But the terminology can differ widely. I mean, you call yourself a designer, but then a designer could also be who sits there and picks the colors in your home or the curtains to hang up.
100%, and even there's even nuance in that. So we work with interior designers, right? So when we say designer, first thing everybody goes to is interior designer. Mm-hmm. We design custom homes all the way to the floor plan stage. We partner with interior designers, but then there are varying degrees of that.
Yeah.
We've got some people, there's partners in Huntsville specifically. It would be a bad idea to get one of them on here to talk to them about it. But they'll do like a full package of maybe exterior finishes. They'll help with all the selections and get the numbers for those products to help assemble the bid for the builder, right? So they'll help fill that all the way out. And then you've got maybe a little bit less where it's an interior designer, but it's really more of an interior decorator where maybe it's some paint swatches. You might do some countertop selections, curtains, furniture, things like that. But yeah, so there's just varying degrees of what designer means in the industry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think anybody who's looking to build a house should definitely learn more about it.
Yeah.
It's a cool process just to see, from the blueprint drawings and the CAD draw up to seeing the 3D model and walking through.
Oh man, it's fun. It's basically like Sims for adults. You design, you build this house virtually, and then you approve that model. So that's the way we do it. We sit there and we'll draw a whole 3D model, walk you through it, get you to approve every room, every layout, the interior, the whole thing as a whole. Just walking through a video game basically. And then once that's complete, then we cut the blueprints from that. So we try to sort out as many field changes as we can in the office, and we find that it eliminates quite a bit, anywhere between 70-80%. Now you're still going to have some changes, but you get to see so many iterations. You can sort through all those different things sitting in the office.
Right. And avoid change orders and blowing budgets and everything like that.
If you want to see your white cabinets or black cabinets or red cabinets, we can paint them. If you want to see a Lazy Susan versus a corner cabinet, we can do that. As fast as you're talking, you're seeing these iterations happen. And that's some new technology that it's been out for a long time, but it's improved to the point now that we can do it pretty rapidly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that is a lot of great information covered today. Talking about meeting with a designer versus when to design and build, what a designer is, doing the traditional builds versus planning unit development builds, and when to make those calls and when to integrate the builder and the designer in the process. It is all really just great information shared today.
Yeah, I think important takeaway, and even from some of these past episodes, is get the team established. Get mentally in your head that it is a team you are a part of. Even as a client, the client is part of that team. Yeah. So communication being just key. I think those are probably some of the biggest takeaways. Open communication can solve a lot of problems.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us at Constructive Conversations. And until next time, thank you.
Thanks.